Hey, what time is it? I have no idea what time it is. I was gonna say good morning. I think it's still morning. So, it's close to noon though. So anyways, what's up everyone? What's up? Good morning everyone. So, I just finished having my breakfast out. Really enjoyed some time doing that. I'm a regular, so they know me over there. I go to regular places so I get to know people. But a couple things I want to talk about. I always have so much going on in my mind. I'm like over here, over here. My husband used to say, you don't even switch gears when you talk. So, let's see. What do I want to talk about? Okay, I know. This is what I was going to say. So, I just had breakfast, had some time with God. Stay strong, ladies, with your time with God. I absolutely love spending time with God. Praise music, Phil Wickham is awesome. Spend time with him. Get a biblical perspective on your life. So I was spending some time with him, just laying on the floor, laying on my stomach, being a total bum, and just enjoying some time with God. And every time I tried to do something this morning, it was like, here's my goals, and God saying, the Holy Spirit is like, no, you're spending time with me. Wait, here's my goals. I got to get this done. I got to make these calls. No, you're spending time with me. So sometimes God will do that. He will make it so he's like, you need extra time with me. So I spent some extra time with him, and then I made a call to the court, and the judge has not made a decision yet. I didn't want to miss anything in the mail, so he hasn't made a decision yet. So I'm just praying. I'm just praying about it, that God, you put in that judge's heart, that I find favor in his heart, da 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 da. So the reason why I said it's going to the Supreme Court is because I'm holding my husband accountable. Yes, I am. And I was talking to a friend, and he's like, geez, Melissa, you are vindictive. And he's like, I understand where you're coming from and everything. He's like, but you are so vindictive. And I'm like, hey, I don't have to put up with his crap. And so I tend to be like that. I tend to be like, I will be super nice to people. But as soon as they go over like this boundary, it's like, hey, you're not going to walk on me. And this is a funny story, and I absolutely love the girls I watched. But when we were out for dinner, I mentioned in one video, one of them wanted steak. And I go, you're not getting steak. $34.95 for a steak dinner on sale. You're not getting that. And then I go, I think I'm going with the boneless wings that we all can share. And I saw one of them pout. I don't like wings. I don't want those. And then the other one pipes in, I don't want that. And I'm like, like the smoke rising from my head. And I'm like, you know what? I think you guys can just have your little snacks that they give you for free right there. And then I think you can go home and your father can feed you supper. How do you like that one? So they were just like, okay, fine. We'll have our chicken. And I ended up ordering pizza, but I tend to be that way. And with my husband, it's just like, I have been extremely good to my husband in a million ways, tried to help him and everything. And, you don't want to be too much in your masculine energy, ladies. And I am a doer, so it's hard for me not to be that way. But it's very easy for a man to take advantage of that when you're willing to do so much. He's just like, well, I don't have, I need a woman to take care of me. Don't be doing that, There is a balance. That's why I do appreciate when I get migraines and I get sick from doing too much. My mom would have the same thing happen. She was extremely high energy, and then she would just get sick and throw up from doing too much. So during those times, I am broken. I cannot do anything, and it is a gift to me because I tend to go, go, go. So a lot of men have been coddled by their mothers, and therefore they're not willing to come up to the plate. So it's important that that happens in your marriage. It's easy to get off. Like, I know my husband started off with that, and then I think the crises just threw the balance off. It's like, no, something needs to be done about this, and you need to take responsibility to talk to Mike. Da 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 da. I don't want to. I don't want to deal with him. And, you know, things just get thrown off balance so easy. So, and the same with the trailer, you know. I'm like, you know, his mother, you know, shaming him. And I'm like, you can do the finances now. And he sat down with a piece of paper. He's like, I don't even have enough money to work with. I cannot do this. I don't know how you do this. And then when we went to his parents, his mother said, I don't know how you do it, Melissa, with 5 kids, and you are taking care of like everything. Like, how do you have enough money to do this? And I didn't, to be honest. I really didn't. And so I chose to stay home and go without. And when I was raised up, I mean, my dad was an extremely hard worker, my mom too. So I never went without. I never knew what it was like to go without until I had kids and had to be like, okay, am I choosing to have my kids, or am I choosing money? Which one is going to be more important to me? And I hate to say that for a lot of women, it comes down to that. It's like, am I going to take the brunt of it and have my kids, or am I just going to be like, nope, I'm not having any more kids and I'm going to have an easy life? So my husband and I had talked about, like, if it was just me and him and I had gone into hairdressing and I had, you know, worked on my skills. I mean, I did not work on my skills after I graduated. I gave a couple of my kids really bad haircuts. I feel bad about that. But, you know, if I had gone into hairdressing or pursued a career and would have had the support needed when I went to college, which I had none. My husband was taking a fit because I went to college. It was very difficult for me to do that and to stay with it, because in the background, he's like this the whole time. So, if I would have stuck with it, then I think, you know, I've always said we would have tons of money. We would not have had kids, but we would have had a lot of money. And as I look back, I definitely made the right decision. I am so happy I had kids, and this is why I have a passion for sharing motherhood with women. I don't think I've ever heard a mother say, you know, I regret having my kids. And if she has, it's just because she's mad at something that had happened. And when we read the Bible, like this last Sunday, we were talking about how God regretted making Saul. You know, he regretted that he had made him king, if I get this right. I got to double check that. But he had some regrets. God did. And it's because Saul chose to, you know, exalt himself, King Saul, not Saul in the New Testament, but King Saul. He didn't listen to God. He was like, God told him to go kill the Ammonites. Do I get that right? Yeah. No, I might have that wrong. Anyways, he told him to kill some group of people, right? And he didn't kill the king. So when the king came back alive, Samuel had to finish the job. And a lot of people will be like, well, you know, the God of the Old Testament was so mean, and, you know, Jesus is so nice. And that's not right. They're the same. Jesus is the one who talks about how judgment is coming. So, and you can see God's mercy in the Old Testament too, right? So it's the same God, you know, it's not we divide God into two people. But the point is, you know, God regretted, you know, making mankind at one point. You have Noah and the flood. So he regretted making mankind, right? He wanted to be in relationship with people, and people rejected him, much like today. But I don't think there's been any mother, I don't know, maybe there's some, you know, like Jeffrey Dahmer or something. I don't know. Even that father's like, you know, I loved my son. Who knows, okay? But for the most part, women do not regret having their children. And so I stayed home, and I chose to bear, you know, the brunt of all of it, and had it on my shoulders. And we still had a lot. I mean, even though we were like 3 times below the poverty level, we still had a lot. We had a ton of stuff given to us. I had all the resources, and we lived like we were rich because I was willing to go get all the help that I wanted. So the whole point here is there is a balance with, you know, I'm talking about court and how my husband, you know, filed for divorce, and someone said, Melissa, you're so vindictive. The man is not supposed to be, honestly, I mean, I need to look up like history about divorce, because why is a man allowed to leave his wife? I mean, you work like 30 something years, you know, you're plowing, you're like, okay, one day it's just going to be us. We're going to go travel together. We're going to go do things. We're going to have money, you know, plenty of money. And then right when that reward is right there, ready to happen, it's boom, you know, a husband just leaves. So the judge has not made a judgment yet. And I was talking about the balance of the relationship. The men are supposed to lead. There's no question about it. And, you know, you can help your husband with finances. You can help him. You know, you can get, like I had to get the help with cancer that